Hey, today I'm gonna go behind the scenes, pull back the curtain, and show you how to hire your first virtual assistant within the next 48 hours. My name is Chaz Wilson, founder of Master Networks, Wilson Leadership, and Blue 42 Marketing Agency. Listen, hiring a virtual assistant, I gotta be straight with you, from my team's perspective, I took the most convincing to do this. Since we have, it has absolutely changed our business, and let me share with you how. In fact, today we have 7 virtual assistants that work with us, and that's all been within the last year. And I'm gonna walk you through exactly how we do it, why we do it, where we find virtual assistant candidates, how we interview them, how we bring them on board, how we pay them, the whole process from start to finish. First thing to understand though, is really you have 2 options when you're looking for a virtual assistant. And what was first presented to me was an agency option. That didn't really appeal to me, especially when I started to look at the cost and the process that really isn't that hard. And I'm gonna share with you why I hired direct, primarily just because of the cost. So for example, the agency wanted to charge me roughly about $2,000 a month for my first virtual assistant. Where I went and started looking for virtual assistants, I found that I could hire somebody for around $500 to $600 US cash for the entire month full time. But when I looked at that margin, I thought I would rather keep that money. I could hire 2 or 3 virtual assistants for that same amount of money. Now you're probably thinking, I don't have an employee. How do I know if I can afford it? I want you to go back and check out some of my other videos on how to manage and budget. I'll show you exactly how to know when it's the right time to hire a virtual assistant. The key to this process is knowing where to find great talented people, because it's gonna help you scale up your business. For me, I already had employees. I had a team of people here, but we wanted to scale and expand, and we knew that virtual assistants was the way to do it. Let me give you some ideas of the kinds of tasks and jobs you could hire people for. In fact, I have a list here right in front of me that came right off the website of where I hire people. Programming. In fact, we have a programmer that helps us build out our back-end applications that's a virtual assistant. SEO, driving web traffic, link building, managing business processes, customer service, social media management, telemarketing, writing, graphic design, web design, accounting and bookkeeping, real estate management services, and data entry. Look, we have, like I said, 7. We have some that do video editing, some that do our customer support that answer our phones, and that's all overseas. We have people who do our marketing, our web building. So the list is endless for what you can hire people to scale your business. Now, because we already had employees, one of the things that we did is we take our current US-based team and they become sort of department leaders that oversee all the tasks, and then a lot of those tasks are executed by our VAs overseas. So I'm gonna share with you right now how we find them, how we interview them, how we hire them, and how we pay them. All right, so let me show you exactly the process of what we do to hire our virtual assistants. And in fact, if you like this content and you want to see more videos like this, please remember to like and subscribe to our channel. I will put in the show notes the link to this website of online jobs. This is what we use for our Filipino-based team. Let's say you're looking for a graphic designer, right? You can just type up here graphic designer, and in your account, this is a job board, right? So you are looking for people. You pay the membership fee to be part of this job board. You then look for people for your job, or you can post. Those are your 2 options. What I really love is I can search people's resumes based on different sets of criteria, right? So I can say with government ID, with picture, with the ID proof score, I always do greater than 70, which means there's been a background check that they are who they say they are. You have to understand something when you go through this process. I was super skeptical. I was skeptical that I was gonna be, paying somebody that wasn't doing the work. I was going to be finding somebody who isn't who they say they are. All kinds of things ran through my head the first time. But you have to understand, they have the same fears. They have the fears because what I've come to know is that especially US-based people, unfortunately, will kind of turn and burn these people. They will hire them to do a job, not pay them, so they're also skeptical. There's some trust that has to be built here. This person has a 99 ID proof. You can see they're looking for 30,000 in the Philippines, is 607 US based. I can click on this person. It shows me, their education. Look, he's got a bachelor's degree, 24 years experience in graphic design, and then he's even got a website. Can go through his whole skills summary. What I absolutely love when I'm sorting, I can sort by skills. I can sort by office admin, virtual assistant. I can, how well do they speak English? 3 out of 5 stars. Now remember, this is their self-assessment. And I can assure you that a truly talented Filipino worker almost never will put 5 stars. They're very humble people, love working with them, but they typically won't put 5 stars up on anything. Here's graphic editing. He's got 24 years, so he's got a 5 there, but almost everything else he's got a 4. If you don't see 5 stars, don't freak out about that. Again, graphic editing, he's got a 5, logo design a 4. I've found that even some of the best people that we've hired that are really skilled had 3s and 4s in their ratings. So I don't pay a tremendous amount of attention to this. For me, a flag is actually when I see 4s and 5s on everything, then that actually is a flag for me. I move past that. If I like this person, I can pin it, and then I can go back to all the profiles that I like, and I can send them a direct, I can contact them right through this service. The other thing you can do is you can actually search through your jobs. You can post a job, right? So we have jobs that we've posted, say for graphic designer, and then here's all the people that have applied or messaged us. Now let me give you kind of a level up skill on this. In our job postings, we put a link to an outside form that they have to fill out, and we put that in the job description. So for example, we use just a simple free Wufoo form. This is an example of one right here for a video editor. They just put their name, email, upload a resume, cover letter, all the software they have experience with, any links for additional work they can attach or put in there, and then they hit submit. This is where we go through and actually look at who we're going to review their resume, because if they can't follow directions and actually fill out this form, they're disqualified. And then when we get their resume back, we will reply back with further questions. Things like, what's your working conditions like? Do you have a computer? Do you have reliable internet? And we ask those questions, and then I'll say, put a certain phrase in the subject line so it stands out. If they reply without that phrase in the subject line, I don't look at those either. I start to sort of whittle down that list. I want to know that they can follow directions and that they've taken the time to look through this. I'll show you here in just a second exactly how many entries we get. The reason why this is so important is, let me just show you, right? So video editor application, we had 190 entries. Job application just in general for us, 292 here, 633 here. You can see, look at all of these entries that came in. And as you look, many of them are all on the same day. So here's what I would say. When you go to post your job description, stay right close, because you will have tons of applications, and we typically will keep ours up for 24 hours or so, and then we close it because we get so many applications. But we want to go through and see, click on an application, review it. If we like it, we will then reply to them directly through online jobs and go through that process. So now let's say I have let me just show you somebody we've hired. So this is somebody we hired, and we reviewed everything that was in her profile. We sent several replies back and forth, and she filled those out correctly. We then set up an interview process. Now, again, a little side note, little tip. A lot of people don't want to do a video chat, and some do, and that's okay. Some of the people you may hire come from very humble, meager circumstances, and they don't necessarily want to show that on video. So don't be freaked out if somebody's a little hesitant to do, say, a Zoom interview. Many will, but some won't. So don't let that be a disqualifier. Some of the people we've hired were not very excited to do a Zoom interview, and that's okay. We hired them anyway. They're great, talented people. Now, as far as pay, this is really important when it comes to pay. The first thing we did is we put out an amount. And in this case, this individual, we decided to start at $450 a month US, full-time, $450 per month. Many people immediately think, and I did, the feelings I had was that's not very much money for us, but for them it's decent pay. And so you have to sort of put that aside. You're giving them an opportunity to be employed, and then take care of them. Be loyal, because they will as well. We started paying weekly about $120, $125. After a few months, we then moved it to every other week and just put it on the same payroll cycle as our US-based team. Now, as far as communication, I want to share with you what we do to communicate and onboard our team. Okay, one of the best ways to onboard a team, and again, another tip, you should hire people to do things you already know how to do. Don't hire people to do things you don't know how to do, because how can you train them, right? You want to take tasks you already know how to do, that you're already proficient in, that you can then turn over to somebody else so you can go do the next thing in your business. So for example, if you already understand and you need social media management, you should already know how to do that so you can train them. And the thing that I do is I do a Zoom video just like this. I screen record and tell them exactly what I want them to do. And then we use a system called Workplace. I mean, you can use Slack, you can use all kinds of things to communicate. And this is just an example of one of the people that we work with. She every day will come in and she will just give us a daily report. You can see here's a daily report for August 4th. And here's just some of the things she created. She screenshot what she created for us and just goes through and shows, here's everything for August 5th. Here's what she did. She created and she shows us. And I'm telling you, every single day I communicate back. Sometimes it's a thumbs up. Sometimes it's a conversation back. But you can see over the last year, every single day, we just continue to have communication and conversations about the things that she's designing and creating for us. This is a really powerful piece. You have to onboard them. You have to share with them exactly what you want. They will be loyal. They will want to communicate with you, but you need to communicate back. Sometimes it's just a simple, great job, good work, but be honest. They want to do a good job, and so make sure you're communicating with them. All right, so the most important thing to keep in mind is this is a process. You'll master it over time, but there's really no reason not to start. Again, I was hesitant at the beginning, but I'll tell you, over the last year, we've hired 7. We'll probably hire 7 more over the next 12 to 18 months. This is the one thing that has really helped me scale my business and really take it to the next level. Don't be afraid to take that first step and hire your first VA within the next 48 hours.